Imagine you are packing for a trip. Got your bag out, you're grabbing all your things, you're putting together the kit. Now, I have different kits. Sometimes I've got a vlogging kit, I've got the filmmaker kit, I've got the photography kit, I've got the film photography kit. You're trying to make decisions. You're trying to keep things light, but you want to make sure you're not going to miss out on content. You want to tell the stories that you want to tell without being too inconvenienced with a ton of glass and metal. Now, to that note, I used to walk around with this. From 2016, 17, 18, and 19, I used the 1DX Mark II with the larger lens, that's 16 to 35 on this, and a big old bendy tripod, and one giant bicep, which has since diminished. This was a beast to vlog with. So to think to myself now, you can get better quality from a smaller camera that can fit in the pocket of my skinny jeans. This is the Canon V1. Take all of those things out of your bag and replace them with a singular camera that can do the entire job. That has always been the dream. That has always been the imagine if. And here it is in my hands. In 2025, the Powershot is back. And it's actually back in two flavors. You've got the R50V and the V1. Now, if you had to ask me, Pete, which one do you like? This, hands down, is the winner for me. The V1's got a 1.4-inch sensor. It's not a micro four thirds, but it's similar to a micro four thirds. But if you wanted the same style camera with a lot of the same features, but a little more flexibility in being able to change the lens out, etc., this is the one you probably want to be looking at. Now with the R50V, you can actually see the sensor, but if you get this camera with the kit, it's coming with a new lens, which is a 14 to 30, and I think that's a fantastic focal range for like everyday everything. Whoa, that's super wide. For like a Powershot, I think it's a 17 mil. Isn't that cool? And then wait for it. I think this is gonna be popular again, ready? Oh, the zoom. Okay, I need a holster for this thing. I was running yesterday and I had it in this weird thing and then I was holding it and I just thought, walking around town, because it's so small, it would be great if I had a little leather holster that held nothing but this.
I can try my best. I've never made a holster before.
Is it a bigger ask than I'm making it sound like?
I love you, Pete. So we're just gonna make this thing.
Okay. How long do you think it'll take you?
Well, with the help of movie magic, we can make anything in any amount of time.
Okay. So we're gonna make a holster for the V1. Ryan's gonna make a holster. I'm gonna follow him around like a very excited intern.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This knife looks so good on the table. We've hazed it, just juicy. I don't even... Bro, the zoom is sick. I'm sorry, that clip was sick. The zoom hits again. This is so cool, dude. I remember sitting in my room, watching Casey Neistat vlogs, thinking to myself, if I only had a laser to cut these patterns faster, I'd make it. This is the biggest laser I've ever seen, too. Can I open the lid?
Absolutely.
I'm living the dream right now. Super fast rip through the specs because you probably already know. 4K 10-bit 422, C-Log 3, super wide angle lens. It's a 17 to 52 millimeter lens, 2.8 to 4.5. So as you zoom in, you're obviously gonna lose stops of light. There's even a cooling fan on the side. That's Canon PTSD right there. But the zoom itself is sick. You remember the birthday party footage, right? Just hitting the WT, the slow zoom. Blow out your candles. Painful, but it's so good. I didn't think I would use that at all. Turns out, used it a ton. Specifically, loved doing manual dolly zooms. It's like that vertigo effect that Hitchcock made famous. When you move the camera back physically, but you zoom forward digitally. You might know it more recently as the severance effect. But beyond the special effects, if you will, the zoom actually looks great, and there's several clips that we used it for that came out fantastic. The microphone on this camera, very good. All the audio you hear from this camera in this video, we did not process. There is no AI, there is no cleanup, there is no level bumps. We did absolutely nothing so that you could get a clear indication of what this sounds like with no processing. This is the morning, it's 9:11. I'm just using the light from the window, 800 ISO, 50th of a second, 2.8, shooting 4K. And it comes with this nice little dead cat that you can use and fasten with the hot shoe. And it sounds good. It even picks up people beside you or a little further away, no problem.
All right, we did it. You did it. I did nothing.
We did it.
I watched. Moral support.
But you did something interesting before I came here to give us a better shot at this.
I made this. It's pretty much just a brick of acrylic. It's just a replica of that camera that's filming right now, just to make sure that I made the pouch fit this thing. So, moment of truth.
The fit test. All right, let's see. Oh, no, it's perfect.
Look at that. Oh
Okay.
my gosh. Okay, you gotta close it though. Hopefully it clicks in.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Wow.
sick. You should sell these, dude. You should
Hey.
you should make this an item on your site for when this camera launches. Thank you, man.
Dude,
That's
my
awesome.
pleasure, dude.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
3 stops of built-in ND. Take it from a guy that's big into neutral density, if you will. 3 stops is not a ton. It's on the lower side of what I would want. 5, with the ability to go down a little bit, would be ideal. But dude, 3 stops built into a little Powershot is sick. Also shooting C-Log 3, that's gonna give you that extra little bump that you might just need that comes in perfect in those times when it's really bright outside. I've actually programmed it to the back star button. Now, one caveat to that, when I do program it to that star button, it just brings up the menu where I still have to tap turn on. I would love it if I just hit the star and the ND went on. One extra step, I'm nitpicking, I have to. On the topic of nitpicking, all your controls are back here. Now that is a very small footprint for camera controls. What do I mean by that? Is my thumbprint can fit over the entire back console here. I mushed and mashed so many of these buttons by accident with my fat little thumb pad. Ugh. Guides were popping up, menus were just, hello. Just because I was not used to just how minuscule all the controls were. When your thumb sits in the perfect little thumb pad and you put it there and it feels good, but that leaves the bottom knuckle of your thumb, bottom joint, whatever you call it, directly in line with the function button. So I am forever, when I squeeze this camera to make sure I don't drop it, I'm forever pushing buttons that I don't mean to be pushing based on their proximity to my thumb, pad, joint, knuckle area. It's very annoying. The other adjustment that I'll mention is not a physical one of this camera, it's a mental one. The mental hurdle to get over using this camera, I found my confidence a little skewed in half, 50-50. 50% of me was like, oh my gosh, I would bring this everywhere and I would vlog way more because of its more inconspicuous size. I can bring that into a restaurant, onto an airplane. It's perfect for vlogging, both horizontal and vertical. If you want to make reels, you want to make content, like that's awesome. But coming from a background of using larger cameras, more pro gear, having all these kits, doing this for so long that when you hold a little camera and that's all you bring with you for a shoot, you find yourself wondering like, is this enough? Is this actually gonna get the job done? So there's a little bit of doubt that starts to get introduced into my process. Because when I have an R5, for example, in my hands, I know what I'm gonna get. I'm used to it. I'm comfortable with it. I've got big lenses on it. I know the exact look that I'm going for and I know what I'm gonna get when I'm done shooting. With this, it was a little bit of like, I hope it's good enough. I'm happy to report the footage looks great. And I am in Canada's only typewriter shop. Look how cool these look. There's typewriters absolutely everywhere. It smells like history. Dude, what are these? These look fun. What are the story behind some of these?
This is a Royal typewriter, and it was used in the US Navy to transcribe radio messages to text. This is an Olympia later model. You'll notice that it has a lot of black trim on it because it's meant to be used in the military, and this one was designed to fit inside a case so strong you could throw it from 6 feet out of a Jeep. So these bougie typewriters from our collection are original Gucci typewriters made in Italy. So this typewriter here is the exact same typewriter that Jack Nicholson uses in the movie The Shining.
Now, is it everything I could ever use and don't need anything else in the bag? No. No camera's perfect. There's always gonna be something. Someone's gonna like it. There's gonna be people in here that are like, this is the worst, get off the... It's always gonna happen. But it's absolutely a welcome tool to the kit that will many times replace the kit based on its size, footprint, and features that are enough for what I need to get the job done. If we wanted to make a quick, super fast little demo for Chris in his typewriter shop, could we do it with just a camera like this?
Typewriters, they just seem like grown-up toys in a way. I remember the first time I got my first one, I literally found it at a Value Village or thrift store or something. It wasn't even like not a lot of money, but it didn't work. And then when I got it home and I had this kind of like epiphany, eureka kind of moment when I got it to work, I did that and I was hooked. Okay, I got to get another one, fix that one, get another one, learn how to fix that one. There's a new interest in the typewriters. I'm finding a lot of musicians and artists are turning to typewriters because they're such useful tools. It's distraction free and you can just sit with this machine anywhere. Everybody should at least give it a shot. It really opens up the way that you think more than anything else, because there's no backspace, delete, edit, and just like life, you gotta live with the mistakes you make and move on and learn from it and do better and do better.
Now, obviously with the addition of lighting, maybe some haze, proper settings, you can really make this camera look good. But also, if you're just flying by the seat of your pants, turning it on and vlogging, it also looks great. And I'm happy to report, and with the cooling fan, the camera did not overheat. Even when I had it on a tripod and I was trying to get like some interview footage to see if this thing could keep up with that, but at no point across any of the shoots did it overheat enough for me to have to turn it off. Is this your workshop?
So this is where all the magic happens. This is where all the typewriters get repaired. A lot of people think that typewriters is all about finesse and it's kind of like clock repair, when in fact there's a lot more bending and twisting of metal than you would imagine.
They're not as delicate as they seem.
They're quite robust, but you do need to know what you're doing.
To be expected with the camera with this footprint, but the battery is very small and it's rated for 1 hour and 10 minutes. I can report it was better than 1 hour and 10 minutes. We shot the entire leather shop with Ryan and I didn't have to change the battery once. It died at the very, very, very end and we were probably there for close to 3 hours. Now, I wasn't shooting for 3 hours straight. The camera was on and off, taking some breaks, chatting, etc. But that's how I vlog. And it lasted the entirety of the time that I was there. Now, at the typewriter shop, it did die when we started the interview, so I popped a new battery in. So my recommendation, these batteries are much cheaper than something like an LPE6. I recommend buying an entire stack of them. I guess I'll go back and get Ryan to make a pouch for these. Would I carry this many on a shoot? No, probably not. If I was carrying this many, I would start to think to myself, maybe there's a different camera for the job. But 3 extra, I think doesn't hurt at all.
So this is a Royal desktop, large and in charge typewriter. It recently showed up in a Taylor Swift Post Malone music video. Great machine to write on, and boy, it really stands out in a shot. So this is a snow globe that Taylor Swift launched as part of her merch package for her recent tour.
I'm gonna shake it off here. I had to, I'm sorry. That looks so cool, dude. It does 120, but it does it in full HD 1080. Now, I don't know that anyone would even notice. Again, not to beat a dead horse, but I shot full HD 120 on this for like 5 years and no one cared. We care now because you can get it in 4K and you can go way faster frame rates with way higher res, so now we're spoiled. But it's there if you want it. Where can we find you? If we want typewriters, we want repairs, we want anything.
Check us out online at torontotypewriters.com. Check us out on Instagram. Reach out. We've got everything you need for typewriters.
I think this is coming in at $849, which is crazy with the lens. And the V1 is actually $899, all encompassed. If I was starting a YouTube channel today and I needed an on-the-go vlog camera, I would absolutely have no problem paying $899 for the V1. Absolutely incredible value packed into this camera. Highly recommend it. And I was excited to make make this video. I am very excited about this. I will be using it. Cameras are so good these days. You've heard everybody say the same thing, that it's hard to really differentiate. It kind of just comes down to like, does it check the boxes that you need checked? If it does, that's the camera for you. End of discussion. This checks the boxes for me. I'm thinking, if you watch this channel, it's likely that it'll check the boxes for you as well. So that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. Felt good. Oh, and this is a snapback. It's a mesh. I gotta get the hat part dialed again. Hang on, ready?